India is in lockdown, and yet India is on the move. In the initial 48 hours, there have been thousands upon thousands of Indians desperately trying to leave the urban and industrial hubs of the country. These are mostly the daily wage earners, people who do not have fixed jobs and fixed earnings. With India having shut down, these are the people who have no means to earn a living anymore.
नहीं जो खाने को मिलता तो क्या बात है, बच्चों को लेकर क्यों भागते हैं, हम कोई पागल थोड़ी नहीं है। इसलिए तो वो बच्चे जब बीमारी से मरेंगे तो खाने से और ज्यादा मर जाएंगे।
The figures of how large this workforce is does not exist. What we have are estimates. The Economic Survey of 2019-20 estimates that the total unorganized workforce in India is more than 38 crores. And a vast majority of these daily wagers in every city and industrial town of India is also a migrant. Having come from the hinterland of small towns and villages, they power the entire unorganized sector of the Indian economy. They account for close to 81% of the total workforce.
बस और कुछ नहीं है, मिलता कुछ नहीं किसी को.
But in a time of crisis like this, they are unable to fend for themselves. Having lost their earning potential, they can no longer stay where they used to work. The only option is to now head home any which ways they can.
हमारे को कासगंज जाना है, अपने घर पे जाना है और क्या नाम है, यहाँ पर अगर रहेंगे भी तो आप खुद समझदार हो, कोई मालिक है कितने दिन तक बिठा के खिलाएगा। इसलिए हम अपने घर ही जा रहे हैं। दिन पे दिन महंगाई बढ़ रही है, मकान मालिक का भी किराया देना है, घर वाले सारे परेशान है, यही सोच सोच के पता नहीं कितने दिन तक बंद रहेगा।
तो यहाँ से कितने किलोमीटर है आपका?
यहाँ से आप लगा लो क्या नाम है, कासगंज जिला 200-225 किलो, पौने 300 किलोमीटर दूर पड़ता है।
Take the example of construction workers in the national capital region. The estimates are that there are 8.5 million of them in the region. Most of these construction workers reside in temporary establishments at the workplace. And with the lockdown, those temporary establishments have been completely done away with. So they are walking, defying the lockdown. They are walking on hungry stomachs, on tired legs, with their possessions on their backs. They are walking. To stay is to die of starvation. So they are walking away to far-off homes and family, carrying with them the potential threat of taking the deadly virus deep into the nooks and crannies of the country.
Good evening. Hello and welcome once again to Info Corona, where we bring you all the big stories in India's battle against Corona. Today, our special focus on Info Corona is on those who are perhaps the most vulnerable, those who perhaps have been most affected by a national lockdown. The unprecedented complete lockdown in place has meant that it's not just the economy that's taking a hit, but at an individual level, there are thousands of migrant labor and daily wage laborers who are suffering the brunt. It is this huge workforce that has no job security and often no insurance umbrella to tide over the harsh times. Today, the government announced a package for them. The question is it enough? Take a look.
At a time when social distancing is vital to control the spread of coronavirus, a complete lockdown is in place in the entire country. The lockdown is certain to have a massive economic impact, putting millions of jobs at risk. The share of those in India with precarious jobs is quite high. According to the most recent labour statistics, 25% of rural households and 12% of urban households rely on casual labour as their main source of income. Casual labourer is a person engaged not in a fixed but in a casual manner in another person's enterprise and in return is paid daily or periodically. That includes cleaners, household workers and construction workers. Prakash, who worked with a cloth trader in Ahmedabad, is just one of these casual workers walking back home from Ahmedabad to Rajasthan.
अब यहाँ पे हम जो अकेले रहते हैं इसलिए हमारा परिवार वालों का भी
एक मन की एक आशंका रहती है, बोले बच्चा कहाँ रहता है, क्या रहता है, कोई क्या करता है, खाता है, पीता है। जैसे अभी मार्केट डाउन हो गया, इसलिए हमारे घर वालों को भी थोड़ा डर का संकोच मन के अंदर पैदा हो गया।
कितने किलोमीटर का सफर आप लोग तय करके जाएंगे?
490 किलोमीटर का सफर है, पैदल चल के जाएंगे।
The situation is no different in the city of Nawabs. The daily wages here have no food to cook and no money to buy anything.
तुमने क्या खाया? कुछ नहीं खाया। क्यों? खाना नहीं है घर में? बनाया नहीं? क्यों नहीं बनाया?
नहीं रहा।
घर में खाना नहीं था। अच्छा तुमने खाया?
नहीं।
क्यों?
घर में खाना नहीं था।
बीमारी से तो कम मरी है और भूखे से तो ज्यादा मर गई है।
In the financial capital of the country too, there are many who are left with no work and are now dependent on others for help.
अभी फिलहाल तो काम नहीं है, कुछ ना कुछ करते हैं हम लोग। ऐसे तो होटल में भी हम लोग को दे के कितने दिन ऐसे दे सकते हैं और मांग के भी कितने दिन ऐसे मांग सकते हैं। और कल हम लोगों ने सुना न्यूज़ में कि वो नाके में लेबर लोग को कुछ हेल्प करेंगे बोलकर मैंने सुना ऐसे न्यूज़ में, लेकिन अभी फ़िलहाल अभी कुछ नहीं है। इधर खड़े रहने के लिए भी मुश्किल है, पुलिस लोग आते लाठीचार्ज करके चला जाते हैं, वही प्रॉब्लम है।
तो आपको अभी आप लोग खाना कहाँ से अरेंज कर रहे हैं, खाना कैसे मिल रहा है?
खाना हमारे को कल इतने हमारे को चावल दिया था, वही खिचड़ी भात बना रहा है अभी फ़िलहाल। थोड़ा चावल बचाया था, उसमें से खिचड़ी भात करके हम लोग एडजस्ट करके ले रहे। और अब हमारे को जो बाजू वाले मैडम है वो भी हमारे को आज के दिन हेल्प कर रही है शाम को। तो बाकी दिन और अभी 14 अप्रैल तक कैसे दिन निकालने का है वो थोड़ा सोचना पड़ेगा।
In Delhi's Yamuna Pushta area, people haven't had a meal for the last 2 days. Many of them are daily wage workers who work at hotels or at wholesale markets.
जितने भाई बंदे हमारे खड़े हैं उनको बोले केजरीवाल सरकार पर वो मोदी को हमें सबको लाए और लाइन से गोली मार दे, कहानी खत्म।
पहले तो अपना कमाते थे खाते थे, अब बंद हो गया तो कहाँ से खाएंगे, इसलिए यहाँ खाते हैं, थोड़ा बहुत सो जाते हैं यहाँ पटरी पे।
The homeless in the city and the people who are the most vulnerable are those who are daily wage laborers and depend on their daily earnings to eat on that day. For the last 3 days, they have been getting food from the government and via charities at the night shelters. With cameraman Nasir, this is Anisha Mathur for India Today.
Now the daily wage laborers, many of whom you saw in those stories, they are in a desperate situation. Several of them are fearing that hunger will kill them before the virus. Today the government has announced that they will give free rice and wheat double of what is entitled to those below the poverty line. The question though is incomes and cash. With no means to earn bread and butter for themselves and their families, the world's biggest lockdown has left the administration with a difficult choice. If they are to stay, they have no food or shelter. If they move and migrate once again back to their villages, they defeat the lockdown's purpose. Take a look.
सर मैंने अभी तो खाना नहीं खाया है, इधर भी भूखे और हमारे पूरे मजदूर लोग भी भूखे।
While India fights the war on coronavirus, many have another war to fight, the one for livelihood. Munna is a daily wager in Bhopal who is struggling to even get food. But this story is not his alone. For hundreds of laborers, lockdown means a loss of earning. Many migrant workers are leaving cities. With Delhi's borders sealed and public transport completely shut, this family has decided to walk home, which happens to be 400 kilometers away in Jhansi.
मजदूरी करते हाँ, कहीं लग गया तो कर शाम के अपने खाया और फिर सुबह अब यहाँ कोई मजदूरी नहीं चल रहा।
A few fortunate ones have cycle rickshaws, like this family headed to Muzaffarpur.
ऐसा महतो जी ऐसा क्या हो गया कि आप एकदम सब परिवार लेके
यहाँ कोई काम धंधा है नहीं, 4-5 दिन से बैठे।
क्या करते हैं यहाँ पे?
रिक्शे ठेले चलाते हैं।
अच्छा, इसलिए पूरा परिवार को लेके चल दिए हैं।
क्या करें?
और रास्ता में रोक दिया कोई तो
देखा जाएगा, जैसा वैसा करेंगे।
The lockdown has triggered an exodus and no state is left unscathed. Not even Prime Minister Narendra Modi's Gujarat.
महामारी एक जगह भूखमरी से मर जाएंगे, ठीक है ना। तो जब हम जहाँ सर्विस करते हैं वहाँ ना सेठ लोगों ने तो शनिवार से मार्केट को बंद कर दिया। हमने सोचा कि अगर लॉकडाउन हो जाएगा तो हम यहीं मर जाएंगे।
This is Rajkumar, a rickshaw puller. Rajkumar claims he has no money even to return home to Raebareli.
घर में बीवी बच्चे हैं और हमें अब इसका खर्चा हम कहाँ से निकाल लेंगे। बहुत उदास इस समय पर बैठे हैं रोड के पास, पूरा सन्नाटा पड़ा हुआ है और कहीं हमारे जेब में 10 रुपए तक नहीं है कि हम अभी जाके घर में अपने परिवार को खिला दें कुछ।
The center and the state government have assured food for the needy, but with no means to pay rents, no means for a living, hundreds are staring at an uncertain future. Bureau Report, India Today.
Now, on day 2 of the nationwide lockdown to fight coronavirus, the Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman announced a special economic relief package for the worst hit communities in the country, the daily wagers. From free ration of rice and pulses and wheat to financial dole to help them to tide over the current situation. Listen in to the Finance Minister today.
The government has been working so that those affected directly and particularly the poor, the migrant workers, the women, the disadvantaged of the society, since the lockdown commenced, will have to be reached out with tangible help and assistance. The package that we come up with will benefit those migrant workers, those poor, those urban and rural poor, and the women. And this Prime Minister Garib Kalyan scheme that we want to come out with is expected to meet a total of 1,70,000 crores. Garib Kalyan Anna Yojana, Pradhan Mantri Garib Kalyan Anna Yojana, in which 80 crore poor people, which is 2/3 of our population, and there making sure that not one Garib remains without food. We have now come to say that everyone, each one will get, as per the existing thing, 5 kg of rice or 5 kg of wheat is given to them per month. We are saying over and above that, 5 kgs each month for the next 3 months, whichever they take of wheat or rice, in addition to the 5 kgs they already get, will be given for free. By a central government act, there is a welfare fund for the building and other construction workers' welfare. That's a central government act. It has about 31,000 crores of rupees in it and has about 3.5 crore registered workers. We intend to give directions to the state governments to utilize this fund to provide assistance and support to those workers in the construction and building sectors to protect them against any economic disruption.
So those were some of the promises that the Finance Minister made today. But the fact is, on the ground, with the complete lockdown making it impossible for daily wage workers to make a living, it's not just governments that have initiated several schemes to help them. Several NGOs, crowdfunders, as well as private companies are now coming up with schemes to aid the daily wagers. Take a look.
With COVID-19 lockdown robbing daily wagers and laborers of their income, thousands across the country are walking long distances, often on empty stomachs, to reach their native villages and towns. Amid such chaos and the drying up of incomes of street hawkers, rickshaw pullers and laborers, some organizations have begun to raise funds to donate food and relief material for daily wage laborers. Zomato has announced Feed the Daily Wager campaign to take donations and funnel the money towards providing ration kits to be given to the daily wager communities. The ration kits contain wheat flour or rice, 2 types of pulses and a bar of soap required for a family of 5 for 1 week. The company aims to raise rupees 25 crore to deliver these kits across 26 cities of the country and has already managed to raise over 6 crore rupees. NGO, their foundation too, has been raising funds to provide care kits to the homeless in Delhi. The kits include hand washes, sanitizers and food items necessary to battle the deadly virus.
Now to minimize, let's go across to our correspondent Nabila now, because Nabila is going to tell us what each state government is doing, because it is not just the centre. Corona involves a new centre-state compact where every state government is now trying to ensure some kind of a social security net for those lakhs of migrant labour and daily wage labourers. Nabila, tell us which state is doing what?
Right, Rajdeep, even as the centre today announced a huge economic stimulus package only to protect the marginalised, we're looking at several other state governments who've already done so. Let's start with Jammu and Kashmir here. They have released wages and ration packets to the marginalised. 1,000 rupees has been released to those daily wage workers there. In Delhi here, 5,000 rupees each will go for daily wage workers. Also, Kejriwal government has promised free lunch and dinner to those homeless living in shelters. Punjab government there, 3,000 rupees each for registered construction workers. They have been debiting that money directly into their accounts is what we believe. Haryana has been given 1,200 crore special aid for BPL families and daily wages. They also have their own coronavirus fund where they've invited people to pool in. In fact, the Chief Minister of Haryana himself has pooled in. Himachal Pradesh, 500 crore package, relief package for the poor, where they will be given food and money to the daily wagers there. Uttar Pradesh also has been given, in fact, the government has allotted 1,000 rupees each for 5.97 lakh daily wagers, which will be debited straight to their accounts. Rajasthan has allotted 1,000 rupees each for daily wages there, construction workers and several others, about 5 lakh people benefiting from it. Tamil Nadu has a huge unorganized sector there. 3,250 crore relief fund has been given for the unorganized sector there, as well as free food, which will be distributed among the poor. Kerala, one of the worst hit states, will get 2,000 rupees each. In fact, it's a 2,000 crore fund which the government has given as aid for village employment assurance program. We also have West Bengal here, where they are giving out free food grains and ration under the PDS for the next 6 months. It's going to be tough for daily wage workers, particularly for the next few months. Here, government's already preparing for at least 6 months ahead. We're looking at Andhra Pradesh, where they're giving 1,000 rupees per family for BPL card holders, along with food grains, like I said. All of this money will be going particularly to daily wagers, auto rickshaw pullers, cab drivers, and others in the unorganized sector. Let's take a look at Gujarat. Gujarat is also giving out free ration, including food grains for daily wagers from April 1st for the next few months, at least 3 months. Telangana is giving out rupees 1,500 to each family for, in fact, only to those who hold the white ration card. BPL families also will be benefited, as well as the unorganized sector workers will be benefited from this program. Uttarakhand also, Rajdeep, you're looking at 1,000 rupees each for non-registered labourers, which will be given out. Street shop owners will be benefited. Fruit and vegetable workers will be benefited, as well as daily wage workers. So these are packages that state governments have allotted only to ensure that the homeless, the poor, do not go hungry.
That's the end. Thanks very much, Nabila. So you've got state governments now which have also recognized that in Corona times you are going to have to show far greater compassion and state intervention for those who are the most vulnerable. What about the middle classes who are sitting in their homes? If you're sitting at home and wondering how to fill your time, well, as part of India Today's campaign Stay at Home, we thought we'd ask some of the biggest authors what they're doing at home, or what we should do at home. Here we have Chitra Banerjee Devakurni telling you her pick of 5 books you can read during the lockdown. Take a look.
Hi, this is Chitra Devakurni, author of The Forest of Enchantments, my novel about Sita told in her own voice. Today it is my pleasure to share some of my favorite books with you for quarantine reading. Here is The Liberation of Sita by Volga. I was most intrigued by this book and its very original take on the characters from the Ramayana. A very different kind of book, Olive Kittredge by Elizabeth Strout. This is a collection of connected stories that will surprise us with life in small town America and the secrets hidden there as we read it. One of my favorite books, The Sea of Poppies, a great historical novel by Amitav Ghosh, filled with adventure, details, and a lot of interesting information about the Opium Wars. If you're feeling adventurous and you want to try a big book, here is Americana by Chimamanda Adichie about life in Nigeria and among Nigerian Americans. It has wonderful scenes of American life, immigrant life, and it's a great love story as well. Finally, one of my favorites that I keep coming back to over and over, this is The Art of Happiness by the Dalai Lama. He has some amazing, wonderful, and wise things to say about life under stress, how to be happy when things are not going well, and how to be compassionate. I hope you enjoy all these books. Thank you. This is Chitra Divakaruni. Happy quarantine.
Remember, this is a great time to read. This is a great time, in a sense, to rest the body and discover the soul. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.
Hi everyone, Preeti Chaudhary here. Hope you like this video. For latest news and analysis, like and subscribe to the India Today YouTube channel. And don't forget to press the bell icon to stay updated. Thank you for watching.